Okay. What I need you guys to do is go ahead and open up on your Google Classroom, open up the PDF that says notes and warm up for today. Open that up. So pause video while you do that, and then we'll start on our warm up. Okay, here's the first one, and I'm going to go ahead and go over this one. Okay, this is our first warm up problem. I'm going to go over it, make sure that we're all on the same page on how these are done. So for this first one, and many of them that we're going to do, it is already in slope-intercept form. Remember, slope-intercept form is this: y equals mx plus b. Okay, so it's already in slope-intercept form. So let's graph it. Y-intercept is +1. Put my dot. My slope is also +1. We'll make it a fraction, so remember to do rise over run correctly. This would be up 1, right 1. From here, up 1, right 1. And I'm going to continue doing that and fill up my graph with data points. I'm also going to go in the reverse, so I have an accurate graph. Now, the next part is looking at this inequality sign. Okay, we have y is greater than. Okay, if it's missing the or equal to line, this would be a dotted line. And then since it's greater than, we are going to shade up. We have to remember those things when we do this. So I need my dotted line. And then when I shade up, okay, shade up, find some spot on your line and draw an arrow up. And that represents all of the solutions, okay, for this particular problem. Okay. One thing to keep in mind, since this is a dotted line, this data point here, 1, 2, since it's on a dotted line, that is not one of the solutions. If it would have been a solid line, it would have been. Okay, but all of these other ones, you know, for example, here, this point that's in the shaded area, -2, +4, that is part of the solutions. Okay, so that's what that shaded part is going to represent. All right, I want you to do this one, number 2. Okay, while I walk around the class and check people's work. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here. Already in slope-intercept form here. Help me out. What's the y-intercept? -5. So down 5. Place my point here. What's my slope? 8 over 3. Okay, so that means I'm going up 8, right 3. Remember, I want to fill my graph with points. So I start here, up 8, right 3. Okay, and I can't make any other points. That's it. And now I'm to my line. So I got to look at my inequality sign. Which would that be? Dotted or solid? dotted line. Okay, so make sure you're making a dotted line. Okay, and then this is y is less than. Where would I shade? Up or down? Going down. So the question sometimes is, well, Mr. Long, what side is the downside? Okay, it's like a teeter-totter. Okay, but if you're unsure, just put your pencil on one of the dots you made and draw an arrow down. That's down. So all of this stuff are solutions. Okay, all of those data points that are in that particular area are solutions for that one. Okay. All right. Any questions on that type of graphic? All right. Now, we're going to look at systems of inequality. You're going to want to put some of this stuff. There should be some space off to the side on your notes. Okay. So let's go ahead and put our steps here. Now, what you're going to see is we're going to have, like I said, two graphs on the same line. Okay? That's what a system is. Now, technically, it could be 3, it could be 4, it could be 5. It depends on the number of parameters. Okay? Just to kind of give you a random example. Okay? Usually, to ride certain rides at like an amusement park, there are a lot of times, in order for it to be considered safe, there are height restrictions and there are weight restrictions. Okay? So they set all these parameters. If you fit within that, you're able to ride a particular ride. Okay? So let's say that the parameters, you have to be above 5 feet to ride this ride. Okay? You also have to be between the weights of 100 pounds, and the maximum weight that it can handle was 400 pounds. I don't know, I'm just throwing out numbers. Okay, so somebody who would be 5 foot, how tall are you? 5'2". Okay, as long as that person that's 5'2" is between 100 and 400 pounds, they could ride that ride. It would be considered safe. Okay, so there's more than one thing that's being checked out: height and weight. Okay, so I'm just giving you one simple, quick example, but that's the type of thing that this actually gets used for. Okay, in order to see visually where a set of parameters can be set so that we have solutions. Okay, or a bunch of people that can ride the ride. Maybe they would have to fix things in order to make it so that it's available for more people. Okay. Now, our steps are as simple as this. Step 1, graph the first line. Okay. I'm going to do the whole thing. Y-intercept, slope. The number one mistake that people make on any inequality is they forget, when they're going fast, they forget to check about the dotted solid line. And our natural tendency is to draw a solid line. So what happens is anytime it's supposed to be dotted, they make a mistake because they don't pause and think. So make sure we're pausing and thinking about what type of line, dotted and solid. Now, instead of shading, you're just going to want to kind of mark which direction of what side we're starting with. And you'll see what I mean when we go through some examples. Okay? But I'm not going to actually do my shading. Not yet. I need to know where they both are. Okay? We go back to our and or statements. Systems of equality are and statements. They has to work for both. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to graph the second one. Instead of doing the shading, I'm just going to kind of sketch lines in that direction. And the place that gets shaded is where they both meet. Okay? So just to kind of give you a rough example, you don't need to write my rough example down, but let's say one of the lines looked like this and was shaded above. Well, I would mark it down, and I know somewhere over here is where my final answer is. The second line was a solid one, and that one would be shaded below. Well, there's only, if you think about it, there's only two choices. These two. Because those were already not shaded by the first one. You with me? Okay? So which of these would be considered below the solid line, A or B? If I draw an arrow down, this would be where they both are shaded. You're going to see that happen in these examples here. Okay? So no stress if that's not making perfect sense yet. Okay? Let's go through our first example. And this will go in our notes. Make sure above the graph you put the problem. Okay? Does anyone need this? Another 30 seconds. Good, Helen? Good. All right, there's our first one. Go ahead and write the two inequalities down. Oops, a little bit too far. Write the two inequalities down. Y is less than or equal to 4x plus 1. And y is less than or equal to x minus 2. Now, if you're able to make two different colors, that's kind of helpful because it's a nice visual of what's happening. Okay, so I'm just going to start with this one here. I'm going to do this particular one in red. Okay, so I'm going to start with that one. I'm going to do it in red. Okay, so help me out as we go here because, again, we're going to focus on ones that are already solved. Okay, what's the y-intercept? Top one. What's the y-intercept? Anyone? 1. Okay. What's the slope? 4. And let's go ahead and make that a fraction of 4 over 1. So up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right 1. And I'm going to go in reverse because I want extra points. 1, 2, 3, 4, left 1. Now, what type of line would this one take? Dotted or solid? Solid line because it has the or equal to part. Get over here. How did I say that? Well, I'll make it pink. There we go. There's my line. Whoa, a little off. You want it to cover your entire graph. Okay. I'm gonna miss my. It won't let me click. Okay. Now on this one, this top one, where is this shaded at? Where's that one shaded at? Up or down? Okay. It's y is less than. Okay. Shading it down. Now down is this side. So I know somewhere over here, that's where my final answer is. So I cannot shade anything in this spot that's blank right now. Okay? And now I need to finish off with the second one. Okay? For the second one, let's put that one in blue. So y-intercept. Y'all help me out. -2. The slope. Okay? And I'm just going to use 1 over 1. And I go 1 over 1. I make my slope. I make my extra point so I have an accurate graph. What type of line would this one be? Dotted or solid? What type of line would this one be? Solid line. Okay, so I'm going to make my solid line. Okay, and I got to figure out where is down on the blue line. Well, I'm going to pick somewhere already in the red shade. So here, this is y is less than, so I'm shading down. So that means my final answer, which I'll shade in black, is this little piece of the pie. Okay? That's where they both would be. Questions on this first one? Okay. Again, the data points, okay, that are solutions are the ones in the shaded area. Okay. Now, what about this point right here? Is that a solution? It's bordering the shaded part, correct? Is it on a dotted line? So neither of these lines are dotted, right? So I'm good. That's a solution. This point right here, it's on a solid line. It's good. This point, I know we can't, there's not a perfect spot right there. That would be a good point. It'd be decimals though. I want to be clear about something though. This data point right here, 0, 1, that's not a solution because this dot does not border my shading area. That makes sense. Any questions on that? Okay. Even this point right here, that's not a solution because it's not in my final shaded area. Okay. And when you do this on Alex, you'll be able to just choose one of the sections. Okay. And be, again, open on if you can put this on your notes if it helps. Guys, if you shade, there's 4 different regions here on this particular one, right? There's A, B, C, and this little one D. Oops, not a double D. This little one that's a D, right? If you shade more than one of those little regions, you got it wrong. It only can be one of them. It can only be how many? One of them. That's it. Okay? Now, there's examples where it might just break it up into 3 sections. Okay? But still, same thing applies. You can only shade one of them. That's it. Okay? All right. Let's look at our second example together. So let's look at this one right here. We got y is greater than 3, and y is less than or equal to negative 3x. But oh man, I must have fell in love with the number 3 when I made this problem. Now, I wanted to do a problem like this one just as a review and a reminder. So this is, I'm going to isolate this one over here. Y is greater than 3. This is a special type of problem. Remember, because it only has the y in it. It's missing the x. Remind me, does this one go like this, up and down, or like this, side to side? It goes like this. This is a side to side one. Okay? So this one's horizontal. I just want to make sure. Whoa! Just pretend that says horizontal. So the y-intercept is 3. So on the y, I go, I'm going to put a point at 3. And then my line goes horizontal. What type of horizontal line? Dotted or solid? Dotted. And again, that's where most of the mistakes occur is I'll see people make a solid line here instead. So I'm going to make a dotted or sometimes a dash. Sometimes people say a dash line. I don't know why I just say dotted. No, they're dashing. Okay, so I make that dotted line. Where would this one be shaded? I'm looking at my inequality sign, up or down? Up. Okay, so I know up here is where my final answer is. I'm going to do the second one in red. Okay, so the second one, y-intercept is -3. The slope is -3 over 1. Now, then typically it'd be down 3, right 1. That goes off my graph. It's down here. So I do have to reverse that. Up 3, left 1. Up 3, left 1. I can't make any other points. The second one, it does have that line underneath. So it's got the or equal to. So I should be making a solid line. I have to make this longer. It's got to be longer because of the way I accidentally made it. My line didn't show itself cutting through there. Okay, so for this line, which way am I going to shade that second one? Up or down? Cecily, what type of sign is that? Less than or greater than? Less than or equal to. So then which way does less than go? Up or down? Goes down. Okay, so how do I know which part is down? Go to the line. I'm just going to stop right here because it's on my line, and I'm going to draw an arrow down. So this little side right here, that's my answer. Now, it does like go on forever in that direction, so it does get bigger than what it shows on the graph. Okay, but on my graph, it's just that little tiny corner. All right. Questions we have so far? All right. I want you to try number 3. Okay, and we'll see how we do. I'll be coming around to help. Okay, I will then go over it completely for those of you that are not here. Okay, so there's number 3. Give you, let's say, 3 minutes. And we'll come back together. Yeah, that's why I just love it. And graph these one at a time. So we start off, this one's in red. So y-intercept's 2. My slope is 1/3. That's up 1, right 3. So up 1, right 3. Okay, down. I think you guys actually have a space right here, don't you? Yours go to 6, don't they? Down 1, left 3. Down 1, left 3. You're able to make that other point there. Now, what type of line? Tell me, dotted or solid? Solid line. So make sure we're making our solid line. Okay, covers my graph. Which way does this one get shaded? Which way does that one get shaded? Up or down? Down, because it's a left-hand side. So somewhere down here. Okay, and now I go on to the other one. I'm going to do that one in blue. Y-intercept's -1. Now the slope here is -2/3. Remember, we just put the negative with the top number. So it'd be down 2, right 3. Down 2, right 3. Down 2, and like you said, you have this point out here you're able to make. Up 2, left 3. Up 2, left 3. The second line, dotted or solid? Solid line again. So make sure we make our solid line. Oh, shoot. When I made that extra one, I only went up 1. Should be right here. There we go. Now it's making one line. Okay. Now, remember, I literally have 2 areas. This top stuff, irrelevant. It's not even good for the red line. So it can't be good for both. So I'm just worried about the stuff below. I really only have these 2 options. The side that I'm putting an A on and the side I'm putting a B on. Those are my only 2 options. Okay. So on the blue line, does that one go up or down? Up, because this Y is greater than. I draw an arrow up. It's on the side with this A, so this is what I get shaded. Any of you get that correct? Nobody over? Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, let's go ahead and look at our next one. I'll give you guys about 3 minutes. I want you to try this one. When you come out of the water, I'm a believer. My heart is fleshy. Life is short with a temper, like Joe Pesci. They always come and sing your praises. Your name is catchy, but they don't see you how I see you. I'm laying Desi, cross between Essie. Get the jet ski. When they get messy, go lefty like Lionel Messi. Let's take a trip and get the best buzz. Like Brennan Chesky. I know the spots that got the best beat. We're going next beat. I wanna do you ride from. All right, let's take a look. See how we did. The first one, I'm going to go ahead and do in red. So y-intercept's -3. Roger. Okay, my slope is -5/2. So that's down 5, right 2 from here. Now, unfortunately, I can't go down 5, can I? It's off my graph. So how do I deal with that? You go up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up 5, you're going to reverse them both. So up, and then I go to the left instead. Make that line there. Get off of here, line. Up 5, left 2. What type of line does that one need, dotted or solid? Dotted line, and it's kind of hard to make this nice because I don't have a ruler. I'm gonna try my best. It becomes really inaccurate as it gets if it gets squirrely on the edges. Okay, which way does this one get shaded? Up or down? Because y is greater than, so that one gets shaded up. So up is over here. So right now I'm narrowing it down to that section. Okay. I go to the next one. Special one. Again, horizontal because it has just a Y. I'm going to go to 2, and I'm going to draw my horizontal line. Now I better pay attention. Is it a dotted or solid? A solid. So I can go ahead and make a nice solid horizontal line. Okay. Now, where's this second one supposed to be shaded? Up or down? Down. It's a less than sign. So I'm going to be over here. Down is this side, so all of this gets shaded. And that's where all my data points would be that are solutions. Okay? Any questions on that? All right. Our answer, our homework is going to be on Alex. Okay? And I'm going to jump on like a version I can jump on just to kind of show you with one of them. We won't all get the same first problem though, so I just got to show you how to do the dotted lines and the shading and all that. But make sure you log into Alex to complete it. If you have not gotten your information, you need to email me So I can send that to you. And on that, then we'll get some